Welcome to Eastervian Readings. I'm your conscience coordinator, Reverend Rock, aka Raheem. And tonight, I'm gonna bestow upon y'all the secret of manifestation. What was hidden to you in all the holy books, the Holy Bible, the Holy Quran, the Kabbalah. The word knowledge in the Bible is synonymous to orgasm. So when it says, and Adam knew his wife, and she bore a son, Cain, Abel, or Seth, the word knew is a verb. It was the action, the actual orgasm. He knew his wife. Same as with when Cain knew it says in Genesis, when Cain knew his wife. Genesis 4:1, and Adam knew his wife Eve, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said that I have gotten a man from the Lord. She gotten a man from the Lord, from the El. Remember, from the Elohim created them. Eve had intercourse with the serpent, the Elohim, the one that whispered in her ear about the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and told her what the rules were. Elohim said what the rules were. When Enki said that you don't have to go by the rules, that those rules ain't correct, they ain't honest, they ain't truth. The tree represents an erection of a penis, a phallus symbol. The fruit is the answer from having the orgasm. It is the product. That's why you call it fruit. It's the produce, the production of the tree, the fruit. Either you can have children, or you can manifest thine desires in this dimension, this earthly plane, net. You're in the net of this plane, this physical dimension, earth. In any event, the word knew. Genesis 4:1. Genesis 4:17. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch. Remember my previous videos, Enoch is synonymous to Canuck, Toph, Hermes, Trismegistus. He was also Mercury, or Thutmose the Third. He was also Amenhotep the Third, aka Akhenaton the Fourth. He's incarnated in these different ages, these different people at different times. But it's the same entity, the same flame, the same spirit, the same dynamic, energy, for a lack of a better term. And he flows through the bloodline of Cain. That's the secret, to despise that bloodline, getting you to hate the serpent. The serpent is the kundalini, that sexual buildup of that orgasm right before you ejaculate. It's before the ejaculation. That's the serpent. What you do is, the secret is, you hold that. You do not ejaculate. You keep that feeling. And in the midst of that feeling, you use discipline to use your imagination to create that which you want, that which thou desires. That is the secret. For all this time we've been lied to, chasing the orgasm, chasing that feeling, which has us vibrating at a low frequency, an extremely low frequency. After you have sex, what do you want to do? Go to sleep. Your energy, you're depleted of energy. So just imagine you building it up. I'm not telling you not to have sex. Sex was chaperoned back then. The Elohim chaperoned Adam and Eve and Cain and them back then, before he got kicked out and cursed to the land of Nod, the land of sleep. And the curse is that we chase after this orgasm, this feeling. And instead of producing a universe, a sphere of peace and balance, we produce children. Now that's going to hurt some of your feelings. But it said that Eve is going to have pain within her childbearing birth. She's going to have pain. We automatically assumed it was going to be physical pain, but it was mental pain, spiritual pain. Because automatically, when you have children, the first thing that comes is what? Possession. These are mine. And you feel a love and a desire. You'll second guess God, because this love is more stronger. It came from me. But if you was to withhold the orgasm, and it would have produced something else in the physical realm, more precious than gold, more precious than this thing that you could get with the material. Yeah, I know a lot of y'all can't grasp onto that when I put the children into it. But just think about it. Why do you think they call them kids? Because they are the children of the goat, the Capricorn energy, the sexual passion, Ammon. That's why Pan, the god Pan, he was a goat. He was the sexual desires. That's why you see him luring the women, and he's playing with his flute, luring all the children, the kids, his offspring, the product of the physical orgasm, releasing the orgasm into the sphere, into the universe. This is what they covered up for us for millenniums. Like I said, again, sex was chaperoned, and what you do is you are able to have intercourse. All you want to build up that energy, up, that positive and negative, that compass and that square. That is allowed because it builds up your strength. It builds up your chakras. But once you release it, you're like Samson and Delilah. When Samson gave Delilah the truth, it was a metaphor. His hair was a metaphor. That when she cut his hair, the secret lies in his hair. The secret lied in him having an ejaculation. Delilah was so beautiful, so voluptuous, that she tempted him into ejaculating. And that's where Samson lost his power. The blind God. Remember, Samuel is Hebrew for blind, as in Samuel. Remember, Samuel was blind, or I know it's correlation to blind. And remember, they plucked the Philistines when they locked him up. They plucked out his eyes, his sight, symbolic to the third eye, because the orgasm activates your third eye. As long as you keep that energy within you and you don't spew it out into the earth, the atmosphere, the stratosphere, whatever you want to call this dimension, this realm, this prison. Knowledge represents intercourse. Why do you think, just dawned on me, why do you think that coaches encourage their boxers not to have sex during training? Because that orgasm is hell, and it messes with your energy. Again, I'm not telling you not to have sex. I'm telling you to practice this thing called tantric sex, to where you never release your orgasm ever again. You become a Super Saiyan, Gohan, Goku, whatever they called. You powering up. You power up during sex. You power up. But you don't drink the last drop, like Vampire said. You can, like Moria said to Lestat. You drink and you drink, but you do not drink the last drop, because it'll draw you in and kill you. You do not orgasm You do not climax. You can build it up. You can build up that strength. Build it up, build it up, build it up. But you hold that within. And it takes a lot of discipline. And a lot of you are not disciplined to do that. And to maintain that. And to live that. Because you're not of the 144,000. I'm talking to the 144,000. I'm speaking to y'all. This is where our power lies. It's in the book. The serpent is the physical symbol for the built-up intense feeling leading up to the climax. It is the physical representation of the sensation of being horny. That's what the serpent represents. The tree symbolizes the erection of the penis. The fruit is the produce, the production. That's why you have a produce section inside your local grocery store. Because the produce, you have the fruits and the vegetables. Because it's the product of the tree. It is the product of the erection. It is the product of the being horny. To ejaculate is a sin. To produce children through the climaxing of an orgasm is a sin. That is why you call them kids. Because they come from the energy of the goat. You know, when Masons go into the lodge, they proverbial ride that goat. That's that sexual energy. That passionate desire that they be building up in a lodge during initiation. Yeah, children are produced by an unholy union from a union of lust. The child is not produced out of you know, planning. I want that. I want a child and stuff like that. You know, a child comes from your mother lusting after your father and your father lusting after your mother. And during coitus, he doesn't have the discipline to withhold his sperm, and a phenomenon happens. That spark from that orgasm that produced that physical being that traps your soul here. He ejaculated his spirit into that baby, so now he's trapped in this dimension to be recycled over and over again. Like I said, my only fear of death is coming back reincarnated. That's what we do via the orgasm. Keep your power within you, 144,000. You are the disciplined ones. You no longer look at the opposite sex for immediate gratification, for an orgasm. You are free from that bondage, chasing after the opposite sex for an orgasm, Now you know where the power lies. So there's no more chasing. You're no longer a slave to that dynamic. You hold your energy within. Your kundalini power. Your true kundalini power. Yeah, children are produced out of the union of lust. They're not planned. I don't look at a woman and say, oh, I want to have a baby with her. You look at her and it's like, wow, look at those breasts. Look at that ass. I want to fuck her. That's what you say. That's exactly what we say. Don't even think of the consequences that can happen. The spiritual residue that you acquire through these unions. And then now you produce a child. And wonder where everything went wrong. The orgasm. Keep your energy within. Genesis 4:11-12. Oh, that's the when Cain got cursed to roam the earth. Earth is synonymous to the physical realm. But I want to read Genesis 38:9. That's what I really want to go into Genesis. And Onan knew, K-N-E-W, as in new, like knowledge. Remember, knowledge is synonymous to the sexual act, coitus, intercourse. Intercourse. Course is a study. Is a way of studying. A course, a class, interclass, because you have to be taught how to maintain the orgasm, the kundalini, the energy, the ra, the chi, the dragon. You gotta tame that dragon. That's why you gotta be of a knight, of a noble spirit, in order to have such discipline. You have to be disciplined in the art of sexual encounters. Hexes. Sex is synonymous to hex. The six, and the six. And Onan knew that the seed would not be his. And it came to pass when he went in unto his brother's wife that he spilled it on the ground, lest that he should give seed to his brother. Genesis 38 and 9. That's a great scenario on letting your energy, your guard particle, just be used for bullshit. Right there, that verse right there breaks it down. But yeah, I get it. Y'all under these spells, these birthday rituals. You know, family all comes over, turn out the lights, they singing happy birthday to you 3 times. Then they blow out your light. The candles represent the light of the years. And then they blow them out. Then you age. These are rituals. These are all rituals. Spelling. That's why you call them spelling words. They be putting spells on you. And we say these things. 1 John. In the beginning was the Word. And the Word was God. And the Word was with God. The same that which was in the beginning. Then we do these other rituals when we go to church every first Sunday. What do? What do? You drink symbolic blood. What are you, a vampire? That is synonymous to, like I just told you, when Morpheus was telling Lestat, don't drink until the last drop because it'll draw you in. That's a metaphor for the orgasm. The same as with this. The same as with communion. You drink the blood down to its last drop. Then you pop the wafer, which is symbolic to the body. What are you, a cannibal? What are you, a vampire? No. These are all symbolic to the orgasm, the body, what the physical body wants and craves and desires. These hungers, these passions, these cravings. You crave for the orgasm. And wonder why the world is messed up. As soon as a man hits puberty, as soon as a boy hits puberty, he's on the hunt, having nocturnal emissions, wet dreams, masturbating till he's crazy, seeking the orgasm, letting his life force to spew out. Then when he can find a body, a corpus, a wafer or a bread that he can have intercourse with, he spills it into her. And you trapped in this cycle, keep releasing that energy, releasing that dynamic, and wonder why you can't get out of it, get out of the kitchen, get out of the heat. You're chasing the wrong thing. You save that energy. Like I said, most of y'all are under these spells that they've been putting on you. Happy birthday, the holidays, especially that Christmas one. That Christmas tree that represents the penis with the lights all around it. The evergreen tree, the evergreen penis. Remember I told you the tree represents the erection of a sexual organ. It's a phallus symbol. It's the symbol of the penis. Like the obelisk over there in Washington, D.C. Do your homework. Don't just take my word for it. Communion. And y'all participate in that ritual every first Sunday, faithfully, drinking symbolic blood and eating symbolic flesh. Talking about is the Christ. Well, let me tell you something, human. Christ is not a name. Christ is a title. Anybody can acquire the Christ consciousness. It's the group collective, and all we need is 144 of you to get this right. That's all we need to change the vibrational frequency of this universe. You don't need everybody. Just 144,000. Stop having the orgasm. I'm talking to y'all. So we can get the hell out of here. Peace. Rahim from East of Eden reading. Rahim is most merciful, compassionate one. Womb of a pregnant woman. Birth in Hebrew. The Muslims say my prayer 5 times a day in their prayers. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the beneficial, the merciful. I'm in their prayers. That is a true peace from East of Eden readings, and I love you.